Manama. I'm just positioning this camera. Forgive me for that. I started a little late, so today I thought I'd start a little early. And I don't have to wear a mask because I'm inside. And as you can see behind me, this tower on the right here, this one just there, is a leaning one, and it's quite beautiful. The one on the other side, which is just out of shot here, that's a straight one, and then there's another one with a pointy top. But this is Bologna, and it is quite magnificent. Hello to you all. Cheers. I'm interested to hear what you've got to say, and maybe some of you have already watched my video that I put up recently. When was it? Yesterday. It's been one. Oh shit! It's been one of my best videos in terms of numbers. Gone very well. It's all about the women of F1. Okay, so let's have a look at some of your questions. From Milano, 40 minutes away from Monza, 2.5 hours from Bologna. Yes, I've been to Monza. I love Bologna. I think this is fantastic. And if you've never been here, people, it's the home of Parmigiana cheese. And oh my gosh, I must have eaten half a kilo of that thus far. And some beautiful prosciutto ham, which they have the best looking stores I've ever seen, food stores. Like if you had one of those in an Australian capital, you'd be lucky, but just about every street corner has one of these beautiful stores on it. Okay, so I think I have a moderator tonight. Fingers crossed. My good friend from Canada has joined us, touch wood. Now, India, of course, lots of Indians in tonight. Are you Eminem's wife? No. Happy Easter, Kim. Yes, thank you for that. Oh, nice compliment there. Best content creator. Well, I've got a lot of time at the moment, so I can spend time. And I'm just working on a video which I had planned to put up today, but then I thought, well, no point doing this video or this live stream and a video, so I've left that until tomorrow. That will be on the cars that F1 drivers drive to the track based on what they drove to the track in Bahrain. And I've got to keep looking like that to get the focus area of my glasses down here. Rightio, could you do a shout out for me so I can show my friends? Emmanuel, there you go, done. What's the tower? It's one of many towers in this town. Do you think the paddock entry will go back to normal after COVID? Yeah, but when's after COVID? That could be years from now. Alina's from Romagna. I'm going there on the 9th, I think. Might do a video about my trip to Imola, although that would be a pretty simple video because it's about a 25-minute drive, isn't it? Some of you Italians will be able to tell me that. Could you redo I forgot to start screen recording? No, Emmanuel, you only get one chance. So, Emmanuel, hello. Who do you think will win at Imola? There's Lewis, of course. But, no, I think it's probably 50-50 Lewis Max. Are you going to play on the F1 game? Now, that's interesting because somebody suggested I do that, but that's another thing to learn, and I've got so much to do, so probably not. But not out of the question. Do you think Max has a real chance of winning the championship? He says, I do. Hello, Ohio. Hello to India. Red Bull will take the championship this year. Have you got any money on that, Nelson? How you invested? What else can I tell you? Getting into Italy was fine. We just had to prove that we're here for work, and we've since got another letter from F1 that we have to carry with us to show that we are in fact working here. I'm going to bring this a little bit close, so it's very much just a headshot here. Grosjean will test the Mercedes in Italy in practice. Is that right? Oh, that's great. I love Roman. Beautiful man. Could the women in Bahrain video I missed that. It's gone, disappeared. Love the women. Okay, right. Anyone you hope to catch at Imola? Yeah, Federica, definitely. Federica's back, and you Italians will know her very well. I wonder if I can read this without... No, not a chance. And Davide Valsecchi's back. Who else? Yeah, a couple of other people, but I know them. We'll see if I get them. Rightio, what do you do in the weeks leading up to the Grand Prix? Well, I produce videos for you, yeah. That's the sort of guy I am because I have a lot of time to spare. Carlos Sainz drives a Golf. He does. I saw that, but this video is only about what they drive to the track, not what they drive at home. So just bear that in mind. How far from Bologna to Imola? 40 euros with a driver, so it can't be that far. Kai Lamy stopped. Kim stopped noticing his members. Have we got members? My bloody glasses. I'm going to have to put this down. I'll tell you what. Here we go. I'm going to have to put this down a little bit. Geez, the sky's beautiful behind, isn't it? I've picked the right time to be doing this, haven't I? Right. Two things happened. My mic fell off and there's a bit of drama going outside there. Calm down. Sounds like some animals going crazy. Just give me a second here while I fix this. Who's your favourite driver to photograph? Pierre, it's good. Daniel, Lando. Oh shit, it's all happening here tonight, people. What is Lawrence Stroll's wristwatch? I think he's wearing a Daytona, because I zoomed in on that the other day. Now, to my members. Where are my members? I've got to go back and have a quick look here, because I can't forget my members. They're most important, because they do fund some of the exorbitant cost of running around the world photographing fast cars. I think Canada's going to be cancelled too, people. I can't see us going there, and I really have grave doubts about Australia, despite the work they're doing on the track. Unless they get rid of that 2-week quarantining, I don't think we'll be going to Canada. Right, so my members, you'll have to put another comment up at the end here, because I cannot find you. Did you have luck finding a moderator? Yes, I hope he's here. How will I know? I'll know afterwards, I guess. Oh, hello, here's a super chat. Best way to get into F1 photography with a media pass. Get a magazine, a newspaper, a channel with lots of following, and then apply with F1 or through FIA. See how you go. But it won't be happening this year, because going back a few years ago, there were probably 130 photographers at the track. And this weekend, I can tell you, there's maybe 11 or 12 in the paddock, that they can't come out of the paddock, and there's 25 around. So that's 37 down from 130. Now is not the time to be wanting to get into F1. I'd say it's impossible. Yes, so close to 85 subs, and I think that's going to happen tonight, without a doubt. Do I think AlphaTauri will be the third best team? Look, you will have a better idea of that than me. Canada at the moment, quarantine has been lowered for world... Is that right? For the curling championships, because Canada follows Azerbaijan, and Canada's a bastard of a track to get to, because it's such a long trip from Europe here. Isn't this lovely sky behind us beautiful? Deep blue. Have you ever met David Croft? Yes, I've spoken to Crofty a couple of times. In fact, I spoke to him out on the track the other day in Bahrain. They were out, I think it was during testing. He and his partner were out there, and we got chatting just briefly because they weren't on air. Lovely guy, and yeah, I've photographed him a few times. Looks like a green screen. Definitely not a green screen, I promise you that. Do you think Monaco will be on? Yes, they're putting up the grandstands, and that surprises me. 70 to 200, which is the sharpest. Well, I only use a Canon, so I'm more than happy with it. It's a great lens. No, this is not whiskey. This is Amaretto. Amaretto, which if you watch my recent videos, you would have seen, is immensely cheaper to buy locally here than at any duty-free store. What about Sebastian Vettel? What about him? He's racing. That's great. And Nelson hopes to attend Monaco. You should. It's a brilliant event. But you just can't afford to stay anywhere. It's crazy money. I've done Malaysia once, my first year, 2017. Remember it being very hot and uncomfortable. But it rained, and there were some good shots to be had in the rain. Do Kimi and Seb hang out around the paddock? No one... Well, see, I'm not in the paddock. I can't tell you what's going on this year. They're probably a lot more relaxed because there are no photographers wandering up and down. But Seb's always relaxed, and he will stand and talk for ages. And I was talking about this to someone else recently, where we say Michael Schumacher used to be quite evasive in the paddock, and that meant that photographers would hound him. Seb, on the other hand, he'll stand around for 2 or 3 minutes and talk. And after 2 minutes or so, the photographers go, oh, that's enough of that. And we leave them. So I think Seb's got a better strategy than, say, Lewis, who tends to make it perhaps quite tricky for us to photograph him. Got to stay hydrated. What's your favourite track to photograph at Monaco? Then that question comes up every single time. Monaco, favourite driver? There's no favourite driver. I used to love photographing Nico because he was so much fun. But of course, he's not there. But I believe he'll be back there as reserve driver. And as long as he comes in the gate that I'm situated at, I can take a photo of him coming in. And I'm wearing socks and slipping on the floor here. Oh, is the volume too loud, is it? Let me, hang on. Thank you for that. I'm going to turn this down. Tell me, is that volume better? Because I've just wound it down. No, I don't know who the woman is with Angela. I was hoping somebody might have identified her prior to that. It's actually very cold here tonight. It was cold out there today. That's why I got a scarf on. How's the Italian food? Oh, just stunning, just stunning. Although you can't sit down at a restaurant, but you can buy takeaway. How do you take photos of cars before and after dipping at braking point? What does that mean? Doesn't affect me if that's what I understand it. You just follow them and know that they slow, so you've got to make sure that your shutter speed, that your panning is is matched to that. Do you face pressure to take certain kinds of photographs at the expense of other photographs? No, I'm a freelancer, so I take whatever I want. I've got some clients who say I need these X number of shots, but it's not enough that would gobble up my whole weekend. It's not like I have to go and photograph people having drinks at a function. I can spend my time shooting the stuff I want. As a rule, favourite Italian food? Oh, gee, I had tonight and 2 nights ago, I had this chicken schnitzel from a place. You just go and buy it. It's already done. Stick it in the oven. It's done in 10 minutes. It was fantastic. And then I had some lasagna the other last night from another place not far from here. It was glorious. All right, I'm missing a lot of questions here. Do they make Panzerottos, or is that North America? I don't know what that is. Is the British GP a fun one to shoot at? No, it's a horrible one. Absolutely horrible. I'll tell you why. Because to get anywhere at that track, you have to take the bus out, and getting the bus out is a lengthy procedure, and getting it back is even longer. And you can't get very close to the action a lot of the times, unless you're at Beckett's and Maggots, in which case you're very close to the action, raised about 7 feet off the ground on a ledge, and that's quite exciting and quite enjoyable. Folded deep fried pizza. I should not be having that. What's your favourite photo you've ever taken, and who was it of? Oh, well, okay, my previous favourite was Daniel Ricciardo on the grid at the Hockenheim race in Germany. But recently, I liked the pictures I took of the cars at turn 4 and testing at Bahrain. I thought they were really clean-looking pics. Give us your experience at Bologna. Well, it's supposed to be in a lockdown, but quite frankly, I thought it was pretty open on Saturday when I was here, wandering around, just because I'm allowed to go out and buy food from the shops. There's plenty of people. There was a protest, I think, down in the middle of the square there. People not happy about restaurants being closed for this length of time. Shops are beautiful, beautiful clothing. Food is fantastic. Architecture is sublime. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I must admit that many years ago I went to Genoa, and I drove from Austria with my girlfriend. I was about 25, I think. And we got to Genoa, couldn't find a park, couldn't find a hotel, and drove straight back out of Italy, back up to Austria. And that was my first taste of Italy, and I didn't like it. But I think I really enjoyed this place. What's Lando like to photograph? Great. Is attending F1 races better compared to viewing at home? No, you see much more of us, of the event at home than we do. We see a few hundred metres, but I can't take a photo of fast cars and people at home. I've got to be here to do that. I've not taken any photos of motorsport apart from this. I have no interest in anything but F1. Gee, these questions come up quick. Right, let's pick one here. Remember, Super Chat gets your question answered. It gets my flashing attention. And by the way, you can become a member of my channel. If you don't see the join button next to your subscribe button, if you go to any of my posts, there's a link in there and you can join and you get extras. If you didn't realise, if you get monthly wallpapers, and you also, if you're a VIP member, get your name at the end of all my videos on my YouTube channel. Good brag value. You have a great insight to us fans. Thank you, Billy. I'm glad you enjoy it. Favourite place in Europe? Oh, straight away I think Austria, because I like its cleanliness and wholesomeness, and it's pretty scenery. What else do I like? Oh, Budapest I love, because I stayed at a great hotel. And the people are good. This year's dramatically different because we don't have the freedom. I wanted to do videos at every place that I go, in towns and stuff, but because we are somewhat curbed with our movements, that probably won't be happening. Yes, I am bored seeing Mercedes winning every year. Aussies don't really like anything British. They just think we're posh, stuck-up pommies. Agreed. What's the temperature in Italy? Oh, the first day was about 26, and then it was about 23, and a little bit cooler today, but in the afternoon the sun comes out, and lovely. Silverstone or Germany? I like Germany only because I had one of the greatest days of my life. It's Hockenheim a couple of years ago. I don't know what live spectators see at tracks, so I can't tell you what it's like. How many photos? I take about 15,000 over a weekend to keep 1,000. Thank you to the 359 people who have joined today. And what you're seeing behind me, I'll step out of the way for a quick second, are some beautiful towers that are now becoming a little bit harder to see, given that we're a little bit later into the night. Have I been to Milan? Yes, and I didn't like it, and maybe I stayed in the wrong area. I did not like it one bit. Certainly I like this place a lot more, and I'm in a beautiful apartment here, which you might have seen my video that I put up yesterday. It has views all around. I'm up in the what is like a penthouse section of it. Any advice for Bologna? Yeah, come when the town's open and you can get around. Is Fernando faster than you? Can you confirm that you understood that message? No. Hello, Kim from Fees, Morsady. Happy Easter from New York City. Did you watch our NASCAR race? No, I didn't, but I saw a picture. How was it on dirt? It must have been pretty tricky for those buggers at the back. Which race suit do you like the most? I quite like the AlphaTauri. The white. Don't like the green one much. Was that great day? Yeah, it was in 2019, Germany. Hello from Portugal. I'm coming there, and I'm quite excited about coming to Portugal. I've got to find somewhere to stay for a week. I don't know where I'll go for a week, from the 20th to the 27th, but it looks like you've got COVID somewhat under control, certainly better than here. Painted ceiling looks nice. Oh, did you see that before? Yeah, I'll just give you another quick look. Hopefully the mic doesn't fall off. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, that's quite lovely, huh? It's a really beautiful apartment and good value, much better than staying at a hotel. Someone ban this knobhead Ricky. Who's Ricky? Is he being a dick, is he? Hopefully I've got my moderator that can sort that out. Hard for me to tell. What track do you dread? China? That's shocking. Hello from Turin, Italy. Nice. Toronto's with us. India, yes, always India. Big Indian following. Bologna, we can go down and buy food. Go for a walk and do some exercise, but we're not sightseeing, I promise you that. Why do I shoot Canon? Because I had a Canon camera, and then you buy another lens and you buy another camera and you're just hooked in. It's a bit like getting hooked on heroin. Whatever you fed first, you tend to go through with. Gee, that's lovely out there. It's going to get black by the end of this live stream. And remember, people, if you want to get to the top of the queue, go to live stream. No, you're on live stream. Go to Super Chat. And if you're not a member, please join up as a member. You get some good added value. What do you think of Seb? Is he still the same? I've got no idea. It's too early to tell. Never been. Yeah, I have been approached to shoot for a team, but nothing happened. And I don't think I'd like to do it. I think it would be. Well, I wouldn't like to be in one garage for the whole season like some of these photographers. Just don't like the idea. I couldn't do what I do with you if I was constantly in one garage. You wouldn't see anything more. Now, here we go. Does the vaccine document help in travel? I think it will. It doesn't yet, but I think it will, certainly to fly Qantas, Aditya. Is that how I pronounce that? Let's, fingers crossed. Just to fly Qantas in coming years, I think you're going to have been vaccinated. Favourite team principal to photograph? Oh, straight away, I think Franz Tost, because he's always smiley. Andreas Seidel is good. Gunter's good. Christian and Toto are just matter of fact as they walk through, but I don't know them, so I don't expect to get anything special there. Who do I think will win the race between Horner and Toto? I fear Toto, and I hope Christian, just for some variety. Says Martin Labieta, my friend came to Chile to drink quality wine, and we can talk F1. Chile. Well, here's cheers to Chile. Thank you for joining the channel, and thank you for your super chat there. Always happy to take those questions, jumping to the head of the queue. What's my favourite camera at a high-speed corner? I only use 2 cameras, and they're both 1DX Mark IIIs. I've got an EOS R, which I use for video, which has a flip-out screen that is invaluable. And I may use that in Silverstone, because there's a section there where you can shoot underneath the fence, but you've actually got to just with your hands scoop out another couple of centimetres of dirt. Then you can put your camera body low and shoot underneath, and that would be a great shot. And you really need to have a camera that has a flip-up screen, which this does. Hello to Gregory in Greece, Yasu. Thanks for putting us closer to the action. From Palestine. My gosh, we've got people from all over the world. The time here must be 8:45-ish. So have I done this one? Yes, I have, Martin Labieta. Thank you very much for your super chat. What do you think of F1 Drive to Survive? What do you think? Have you not watched my video on it? It's I loved it. I loved the show. A bit contrived, a bit wanky sometimes, but they have to make a bit of fiction out of it and get people excited. Hi Kim, Norwegian living in Budapest. How is it? Who was your favourite driver? I don't know. I don't have a favourite driver. It's like saying, who's your favourite kid? I photograph them all. Tell us about your Easter egg. Oh, my Easter egg, if you'll see did I put that on my story? Yeah. That's an inflatable thing that's about 3 metres, 4 metres tall. I've also got a huge Easter bunny. Oh, thank you to David, who is moderating. Cheers to David from Canada. We can all thank David for sorting out the dickheads. Pineapple on pizza? Definitely, but I wouldn't have it here. Nairobi, Kenya. I've been to Nairobi a number of times. I've shot a lot of my wildlife book there, Africa on Safari. And I went to the Mara a lot. What's the Indian audience percentage, Kim? Well, it's not that high, but they're very vocal. I don't think all the races will happen this year. I don't think Canada will go ahead. But I'm interested in that person who mentioned about the curling, that they'd managed to get some sort of, what's the word, exception for curling. Hello from the Philippines. Do you like Italian pizza? Yeah, but I shouldn't eat it. Could you make me a moderator? Oh, at the moment, I think I'm just going to go with David and see how he goes. And remember, 2 people, that we can get you to the top of the chat list by simply clicking on Super Chat. Is the audio okay? What am I drinking? Amaretto. Just one Amaretto. Because it's very sweet and you can't have any more than that. If you could spend a day with an F1 driver, who would it be? Oh. Oh, that's a tough question here. Hello to Mark Beecham. Audio fine, mate. Thank you for that feedback, Mark. I had to wind it down. I don't know. They're all interesting in their own special way. There's no favourites. Your favourite track? Monaco. Every time I do one of these videos, I have to say Monaco 6 times in it. And I think, should I keep changing that? Because otherwise it gets boring, but that's what I think. If you could make any race a night race, which would you choose? I think we're fine with night races. I like Mexico a lot. I like the people there. Interesting going to the track, because we get bussed from the media hotel into the track. And you always feel like you're just avoiding drama outside there. Although, I won't tell that story. Seattle, Washington. I've never been to Seattle. I'm looking for an interesting question. I hate the ones that come up every single time I do one of these. So I'm looking for you to be creative. Historic tracks, not much good on that. Northern Ireland, I believe you've now gone into quarantine with hotel quarantine going into your country, I read today. Q8, yeah, I had one of my major staff members at Messages on Hold, the lovely Nadine Misso. She lived in Q8 for a number of years when she was a youngster. Nadine looks after me stunningly. She takes care of a lot of my travel stuff, and oftentimes I'll double book stuff because at this particular time I've got lots and lots of bookings. I've got lots of flights for different days, and what I do is I take the one I want and I cancel the others. So she is always double guessing me, double checking me. And Nadine, you are a treat. In fact, interestingly, all of my managers at my business, and I have 50 staff back in Perth, are all women. And some people say, oh, we don't want to see women in F1. Well, women are great. They are much more level-headed than men. And as business managers, I find them to be exceptional. Right, let's pick a question here. Hello, Scotland. Betty from Scotland. Edinburgh or Glasgow? Don't the trackside vendors travel from race to race, or do they hire locals only? I don't know. In fact, I knew that the souvenir, not the souvenir stuff, the, what is it? T-shirts and all the merchandise stuff, that was done by a company, and they sent Stefan to all the different races, and he would just pick up a few staff in each country. Hello, Puerto Rico from Diego. We want women in F1. Yeah. They can't do all the jobs, obviously, because they can't lift as much as a man, as a rule. But yeah. Why? Because I have a company called Messages on Hold. That's why, and that's a company that's been going for 30 years, and we have many thousands of clients. What is your favourite vantage point on any track in the world, and why? From Iran. Hello, Iran. Oh, where do I like shooting from? I like shooting from the inside of the Spa track on Eau Rouge. I love that. Although that's tricky, because if you're going to go and shoot in there, you have to devote the whole of the session now before you could go in and out. But now it's a bit of a pain in the ass. What else do I like? I like the stadium in Mexico. There's so many different shots. I'm going to travel to Italy for swimming competition in 2 weeks. Any recommendations about travelling to Italy and the restrictions? I don't know. Well, you're going to have to do some quarantining if you don't get a letter that allows you to come in and not quarantine. So I don't know a great deal about it, probably as much as you do. I know that we are privileged and we have to do the right thing because we have to just go out for essentials, and then we have to be tested every few days up in Imola when that starts. And we can't go into the track until we are tested and confirmed negative. And, okay, well, Alex, why didn't I see your message come up, Alex? Send it through again and I'll definitely answer it, because normally they come up as a flashing colour. I've got the vaccine, yes, and 407 people, and these comments are coming in thick and fast. Worst atmosphere at a race, right, that's China, by a mile. Current music choice when you travel. I don't listen to much music, I edit video normally when I'm going. Right, now, am I going to find Alex's question here? I've got to make sure I read it out. I hope I don't miss it. I hate to disappoint. Mark Beecham, in your view, which is the best airline you have travelled with? I love Emirates. I like Qatar. I like Qantas. I like Emirates. Emirates have the best lounge in Dubai. It's stunning. I'm looking out for this question from you, Alex, but it's very tricky because these are coming. Here we go. What is the podium like at Monza? And were you there when Charles won? Yes, I was. And I was down below. But the year before, maybe 2 years before, I was up in the paddock club and shooting at eye level with that podium. And it was fantastic. But that's very hard to get access to that. Oh, I'm looking at the microphone. What a dick. I should be looking down here. But yeah, really amazing when you've got a crowd there and everything is going off, because you can't take a bad photo. It's just so much exciting stuff going on. Did I miss this one here? Arca Singer. Hi to all Arca's friends, huh? What do you think? Who do I think will win Imola? Max or the bloke from Mercedes, number 44, whatever his name is? If you got the vaccine in Bahrain, did the rest of F1? No, not everybody got it. It wasn't mandatory, it was optional, and some teams said no, but then their staff were allowed to go and do it on their own, which was great, and I saw a lot of them there. Favourite country to drive, rental car. Oh, not Spain. I got stung deluxe once. Took a car back, it was clean and no problems at all. Parked at an overnight car park, and they said the next day there was a scratch on it and we had to pay €900, whatever. So got scammed there. I learnt my lesson, which I got the Pfizer vaccine and no side effects, and then I'm a week away. Tomorrow I'll be a week away from being fully, well, with the maximum efficacy. Did you watch MotoGP? I saw a beautiful photo today on Instagram of a guy, I don't know who, one of the riders, maybe it was Quartararo. But yeah, I'd like to photograph that, but unfortunately it doesn't work out. And they're different organisations, so I'd have to go through, what do you call it, accreditation for them as well, which won't be easy. I've done best photo. How do you eat spaghetti? With a fork and a spoon. I love it. Brisbane or Sydney? Brisbane, I used to have some houses on the Gold Coast and went up there a lot. Sovereign Islands, I had some houses there. No Britta in the women. See, what happens, people, is in order for me to put a woman in the women of the paddock, I've got to take their photograph. If I can't see them, it's impossible to take their photograph. Britta was not visible at any point to me over the weekend. Has Nikita Mazepin earned his seat based on ability? Probably not. But none of this is... If you want ability, you go to the cheapest possible form of motorsport, and then the best driver is probably winning those races. Once you get to this level, if you don't bring some money, forget it. You're not in here. Hello, Phil B. Who's better, Hamilton or Verstappen? Phil, I'm interested in your thoughts. Who do you think is better? I think Hamilton. Not Hamilton. I think Verstappen just hasn't got quite the car that Hamilton's got. But what does it matter what I think? It's what you think. But thank you, Phil, for your question. Always appreciated. Do you need to attend all races? Well, normal years, if you attend 14, you get your accreditation for the next year as permanent, so you can miss 7. But this year, I can't go back to Australia easily, so I'm going to have to stay away for all of them. So hopefully I get all of them. I've certainly got the next 2. I'm covered there. Fingers crossed for Barcelona and other events. Would you be able to message me to do an interview for a college project? Don't know. We'll see what happens. Send me something through and I'll have a look at it. Hamilton, nothing without Merck. Well, you need to have a car, obviously, but yeah, he's pretty good. He doesn't make many mistakes, and that's part of the trick, isn't it? Not making mistakes. Poor Nikita, he made a mistake on the 3rd corner, and copped a bit of egg on the face there. Is it not too expensive? Pay for flight? Well, no one's given you flights. Yeah, it's going to be expensive. That's how it works. You've got to pay the money. And it's only money. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. Remember that. Anyone can make money. It's knowing how to spend it. That is the secret. The questions disappear now, and then they come back on in full force in just a second. Here we go. Alec Mortel. Difficult track you've ever shot. In Alaska, Alex. The difficult track. Oh, I just don't like China. I can't find a decent photo there. The skies are grey. There's no atmosphere. The hotels around the track are just ordinary. I just don't think there are very many redeeming features. So I'm going to say that China is probably the most challenging. But thank you for your question. Hello from Brooklyn. Hello from Mars. Very few people from Mars are joining us tonight. I see Joe. How do we pronounce his last name? I see Joe a lot. He sits down the very front of the media centre. Do you speak any other languages? A little bit of German, enough to be able to get around. Hello, Morocco. Yes, you're just south of Portugal, aren't you? Are there any smokers among them? I don't know. I've never seen a smoker. I'm glad none of them smoke. 438 people on here. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm trying to give you some interesting content. Imola, I did notice the other day on their website, on the F1 website, that they're saying pre-register for tickets for Imola in the event that the government allows them to have spectators, but no, I can't see it happening. I just can't see it. Favourite airline, I've done that already. Ciao from Romania. Romania. That would be Bucharest, I imagine. How much does it cost to get into a race? What, to buy tickets to a race? In Bahrain, I'll tell you, it was about, what was it, 100 BD, which was 350 Aussie, probably about 190 pounds for a 3-day ticket. Yes, I found a moderator. David is moderating tonight. How did you get the mini helmets? Oh, I got one given to me of Lewis's, and then I had Angela have Lewis sign it, which is nice, and that's sitting in my Perth office. Romania, yeah. Good on Romania. And see, now we've lost all the colour in our sky. It's not quite as nice a backdrop. You've got just a little tiny light just there. And a little bit of light just here. What's behind me? Let's have a look. Yeah, not much. It's just black, isn't it? Karachi in Pakistan is with us. Best F1 merchandise. I haven't seen anything. I did actually buy a red jacket for my son, a Ferrari jacket. He wore it once and I ended up keeping it. Never wear the thing. I did buy a jacket the other day, a wet weather jacket in Bahrain, because I didn't have anything for here. And I thought, well, I'm in all sorts of strife if it's raining. Hello from Aberdeen, Scotland. Cheers to you, the home of the best whiskies in the world. Jersey, Channel Islands. I bet it gets cold in winter there. What was the worst experience in the paddock? Oh, I can't think of anything that's bad. I've not upset anyone there, or not caused any drama with any drivers. Is diversity among the media improving? We had a woman the other day in the media centre, if you watch my video. Yeah, Celia from Bild in Germany, she was there. From Brisbane, it's the engine sound. Is the engine sound louder this year? No, I didn't think so. Did not think that's the case. Phil B, Hamilton is better, I reckon, over the season, though Max is getting close. Well, Phil, at the end of the year, you'll know who has been the most successful of the two. But until then, I think we just have to wait, don't we? But we do need some excitement in the sport. I'm counting 3 on the chat from Jersey. Is that right, James? 3. I imagine you probably know each other, or they know each other. Greetings from Mexico, from Miguel. Who's the rudest driver you've ever seen the paddock? None of them have been rude. Not one of them. Not one. Lewis is always the busiest, but he's never rude. And if anything, I quite like the fact that when somebody puts their arm around him to do a selfie, he just slaps it away. And I love that, because I don't think anyone has the right to do that. And the other thing I like is that Kimi says, if you want a selfie, you walk with me. I'm not stopping for you, and why should he? Favourite continent? I don't have one. Who is here from Toronto? Rob wants to know, are there any other Torontons here? When did I start photographing F1? 2017 was my first year. I did 3 full years. Had last year off because pretty much everyone was locked out of the paddock. Even fathers and managers were locked out of those early races. You probably know that Max Verstappen couldn't have his dad or his manager there. The only support he could have was his trainer. But then things eased over the year, and maybe this year things will ease even further and I'll get back into the paddock, which would be great. Ever photographed F3? No, I don't remember. Because especially when it's a normal weekend, we don't have time to go out and shoot those support races, because as soon as F1's finished, we're back into the media centre and editing. Alec, thank you for your response. So now, what's your favourite and most enjoyable track to shoot? Okay, I'm going to tell you, because you paid to hear the answer again. It is Monaco. We get so close. It's such beautiful pictures, and I feel confident there. And it's easy to get around. Although this year, I don't think we'll be having full stands, and we'll just have to see what pans out. But it's just so bloody expensive to stay there. I wasn't a photographer when Bernie was around, so I can't answer that question. What's the best race you've ever seen? Germany 2019. Shalom from Israel. Have you met Roy or Chenok Nisani? I've seen them and photographed them, and it would only be Roy. Never stopped to talk about it. Never stopped to talk to him, because obviously these guys are busy, and our job is to take their photo. And as soon as you put the camera down, don't get a photo, but obviously you get a chat. And sometimes that's nice, especially when you're on your own. If there's only me and a driver, then I can put my camera down and have a chat. But I'll tell you, the other day, Valtteri came in and I was shooting him walking backwards in the car park, and then he had to turn right to go into the swipe gates, and we were about 30 metres away. And he and I were having a brief chat about something, and then I just said to say, look, I better go, because otherwise these guys are going to get very shitty that I'm ruining their shots, which he was more than happy with. And I have a lot of time for Valtteri. He's a fine man. Good night, said somebody, and then the comment disappeared. Favourite livery? I like Ferrari. I always like the red. It's easy to photograph, and I like the AlphaTauri. I think that's nice. And the McLaren is instantly identifiable. Do you take photos for drivers' social? Yes, I do. I have contracts with some drivers. Where do you get the mini F1 helmets? Bell Helmets make a few of them. And I saw Pierre had, I'm guessing 50 or so to sign recently. Nico Hulkenberg was the most fun to photograph. How do you cope with being on your own for so long? Because I spend so many hours editing these videos. They take forever. Which is good, because it gives me something to do, and it's also building up an audience, which I want to get my 100,000 subscriber plaque from YouTube. And I figure I am 200 a day, it's 5 days for 1,000, and I need 15. A couple of months away from getting that. I thought I might have had it by now, but things slowed a little. But yeah, that'd be nice, getting 100,000. I think it'll continue to go north this year if I have all this off time and the ability to produce videos. Thanks for that. Didn't realise that question was asked already. Came in late to the chat. Yes, it's asked in every chat. And the other one that's asked, what else is? Favourite driver, favourite track. Take photos of the... I prefer shooting people rather than cars. What is my favourite corner to photograph? Turn 4 at Bahrain without the signage, which I did in testing. It was just beautiful. It's a really clean look. You might have seen my pictures with the palm trees. But I also like coming onto the grid at Hockenheim. And there's no other track that has the people in the stands so close to the drivers behind. And I don't think I'll get that opportunity again on a wet day. What do I think about the new layout? Oh, it's hardly any different. They've changed 2 corners, and they've ruined one good shot that I like. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. It'll drop the lap times, but yeah, it's no big deal. No, my Porsche has not been covered in post-it notes lately. It was only once that happened. Messagesonhold.com.au. Betty, go and have a look. I don't know any of the marshals, I don't think. No, you might say hello to them for a brief moment, but that's about it. What do I do for a living pre-F1? Have a look at kimellman.com. That will tell you. And messagesonhold.com.au. Melbourne or Adelaide? Well, I was born in Adelaide, but I think Melbourne's got a bit more going for it. Predictions for this season. I've done that video. Go and have a look at that. I won't waste your time. You can spend 10 minutes looking at what I think. For what it's worth, have you been in any other drive? Yes, I've been in a number of Drive to Survive episodes, briefly. And I can spot me. Sometimes you can, but a lot of the times you have to know what you're looking for. Is your laptop specially made? No, it's the very best that Mac makes. So whatever the maximum spec is, that's what I get. Oh, and I have this series of macros that allows me to very quickly, on my mobile phone, put in keywords for photos. So once I've gone and edited 200 photos from a session, I then quickly have to go in and put Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, and all the drivers. Now, previously that was a manual typing exercise and crazily busy. But then my son, Tyler, developed this great app, which when it works is a cracker. And it's using your mobile phone, you just press a button and it puts those details in. But there's a drama connecting. So I've now got myself a Novation Launchpad Mini that's arriving into Imola before the next race. And I'll hardwire it in there and I'll never have that problem again. But it allows me to very quickly keyword all of these pictures. Right, apart from editing videos, what are you doing at the moment? Talking to you, Ian. As an amateur photographer, how hard is it to get accreditation for a single race? Well, it's impossible this year. Absolutely impossible. Where is somewhere you would like to visit or somewhere you would like... I would like to go to Istanbul. I'm disappointed I wasn't able to go there last year. But hopefully they'll have a race there this year. I think we'll be going to Mugello instead of Canada. That's what I think. What cameras am I shooting? Go and have a look at my video I did last year on my kit. I've upgraded to Mark III 1DXs instead of Mark II. Yes, I got vaccinated. Lauren fires a jab, 2 jabs. I'm a week into my 2-week period where I have to wait to be fully vaccinated. You like Mexico? Yes, I do. Are you planning to create another everything you need to know about? I don't know. I just don't know. Going straight to Portugal after Imola? Don't know. Depends on what FIA say. We have to wait for their directions as to how we get into their countries. I hope I can, because I think they've probably got a bit better situation over there, and I would like to go there early because I've not seen Portugal. And we'll see what happens. No side effects. What your spectacle lens power? I've got no idea. It's a fun life. It's exciting, but it's also long periods of nothing. My wife said we need more art and culture on our walls, so I'm surprising her with 20 of Kim's pictures framed. Good on you. You can get online to prostarpics.com and you can order the digital images and then get them printed in your home country. No, I don't spend time with Daniel in Perth. He's got a farm not too far from me, though, and I'm not even sure he came back over Christmas, did he? Never been to Kyalami. Been to South Africa a few times and a little bit north in Africa for probably 24 weeks shooting my wildlife book, Africa on Safari. Best country to travel to. Australia. I love going to Australia. Hope to get back there. Maybe this year. That'd be nice. Any specific team I have a better relationship with? No, not really the teams. Lovely country, Australia. It's a cracker, isn't it? It's very nice. I've been to Montreal once only. And did I like it? I stayed at a nice hotel. I stayed on the same floor as Seb, actually. And gave him a copy of my Africa on Safari book that trip. That was my first year, 2017. I don't know whether I love Montreal or not. I'll reserve my decision till I go back. Favourite chocolate flavour? Chocolate. Oh, I quite like... What are they? Ferrero Rochers. And the gelato here is pretty good. If you want to get to the top of the list here, get on to Super Chat and I will answer your question. We're going 49 minutes. We've got 365 people. Not bad for Easter Sunday. How does the wife let you go so long? She says go. Very simple. Okay, thank you to... Oh, Rafan, you're a VIP because you're on the end of my screen, aren't you? I really like Montreal. Spent a couple of months out there last year. Oh, programming for Cirque du Soleil. Hats off to you. I have seen so many Cirque shows in Las Vegas. And my favourite, without a shadow of a doubt, is Beatles Love. Just stunning show. Every time I go there, it's just spine-tingling stuff. In fact, I sat in the front row for O, and I got one of those round rings once in Vegas, which was lovely. Favourite place in England to go? Heathrow Airport to leave. I like London, but it's just so expensive for Australians. What else have I got here? Ever been to Ireland? Yes, I went to Northern Ireland, to Belfast, for the World Young Business Achiever Awards. I was Australia's finalist in 1995. Didn't win, but it was still a nice trip. Fathers of the Paddock. Yeah, there's a couple more I have to add, and I got a photo the other day of Dimitri Mazepin. He's an interesting character, isn't he? I missed one here from Rafen again. London's expensive for Brits as well. Yes. Yeah. There's no bargains in London, is there? I saw some nice shoes yesterday. Harris. Have you seen Harris shoes? Leather sneakers. Gosh, they were beautiful. About €380. Made in Firenze, or Florence, as we would say. Do you get on with Seb's dad? Oh, I've chatted to him once or twice for all of 30 seconds. I don't think I'm his mate, but he's a pleasurable man. When will they let you into the paddock? God knows, you tell me. Lived in Melbourne for 5 years, and it's so much more expensive than the UK, is it? Okay. What do you think is the best season-ending race? I've only ever known Abu Dhabi, so I can only say that. Switzerland is expensive. That's crazy. Oh, yeah. We went skiing. I took my family skiing at Zermatt. Far out. I've never known pricing like that. It's criminal. But they don't pay taxes there, so they can afford to spend more. Paris, ? Yeah, I like Paris. Is there one thing about your camera you would change? What would it be? Yes. I want to be able to focus on the whole screen. At the moment, you can only focus on the middle section. I want to go right out to the edges, and you can do that with the new mirrorless cameras, but not with the 1DX Mark III. Don't do any other forms of motorsport. I'd like to do the 24-hour of Le Mans. Here's that question again. I'm not answering that. Would you like to film Extreme E because of the scenic? No, I don't know what that is. We do pay taxes in Switzerland, but it's not anything like our 47% top tax rate in Australia, that's for sure. iPhone with a massive lens. No, I don't think that'd work. Yes, I work on my own because I'm not very good at being employed by anyone. I don't mind having a few clients, but I'm not a good employee. That's what happens when you work for yourself for 40 years. Why, Angela, don't jump in the podium with Lewis for once? Well, she's not allowed to. Have you had something? Yeah, every few years, that's right, because I get bored. Have you driven the Nürburgring? No, I have not. Do you speak any languages? A bit of German. Watching from Qatar. Yeah, you've had a bit of drama with COVID in Qatar, but I like your airline. Wish you could have gone to the Bahrain GP. Hope to meet you one day. Well, yeah, I'm a great guy. Thank you for that, Davy. Everyone needs an apprentice, Brendan, but we can't have one because you're not accredited. Unless you can get accredited and want to work for nothing, I don't think you'll be an apprentice with me, and I don't think I've ever seen an apprentice here. And this year, as I mentioned before, there's only 25 photographers at the next race, and in the heyday, there were 118 or so. Have a look at YouTube tonight for Extreme E. Okay, if I get bored, I'll go and have a look at that. Never worked with Sony cameras. Oh, Brazil, a bit of drama over there. You're going through all sorts of hell at the moment. I think the armed forces are all resigned, haven't they? Interested about that. Okay, questions have all disappeared now, and we are 54 minutes in. You've been to Montreal, I've answered that one. Do any of the drivers know any journalists? Yeah, lots of them. Are they friends with any people who ask questions each? Well, they know them, I don't know if they're friends. Never been to Sri Lanka, never been to the Cayman Islands. Why is there a decline? Well, they don't need that many photographers, and the market for it's dried up. And then, of course, this year and last year you've got COVID, which means you can't have the same number of people. Never photographed aviation. What else have I got here? Do you photograph bikes? I don't. India is doing worse, is it, apparently? Isle of Man, just off the UK coast. Hello to you, Gorilla12159. Other drivers in Bologna, I don't know where they are. Well, you probably look at their, all I do is look at their social media, which is what you probably do. I have 20 pounds on George Russell winning in Imola. Wow, you must be banking on some sort of huge cock-up at the start, perhaps, with 18 cars going off. I imagine you got pretty good odds on that. You would have got at least 500 to 1. So you'll be buying the drinks if that happens. Hi from Liverpool. It's going well. Isaac, going well. Ever been to the TT? No, that looks crazy, doesn't it? That's death-defying. I've watched a couple of good docos on it. Phil B, absolute madman, you reckon? Yeah? What's my longest lens? I've got an 800mm at home, a Canon 800, but I take a 600 with me. F1 driver from New Zealand. Was McLaren, did he drive? He came from New Zealand, didn't he? Someone will tell us that in a second. Iceland. It's amazing because there's no one from Australia at the moment watching because it is 2:30 or 5:30 a.m. when I started this, so no Australians. I'm going to Zandvoort if I get accredited. I will keep up the good work, Wayne. Thank you for that. Do you have a nickname they call you? No. Favourite season of Drive to Survive? All of them. I love them. Ever photographed a goose? Probably have. Czech Republic. I've been to Prague for one day. It was overrun by tourists. That's what my memory is. It wasn't enjoyable, but pretty. What driver would you like to see win? Someone who's not expected to win. That would be nice. Like when Pierre won, that was just beautiful to sit at home and watch that. I'd like to be at the track when that happens. I'm always welcome in the Netherlands. That's good. I hope you speak for all of the Netherlandians. Favourite part of the weekend? Always love the race because we're nearly finished the weekend. You've had 3 hard days. Friday's always a tough day because there's a bit going on. Although it's a lot easier now because we only have 2 1-hour sessions and instead of 2 1.5-hour sessions. Thankfully, that's taken a bit of workload off. And because we're not in the paddock, it's really quite a leisurely day. Sometimes I think, what am I doing sitting around here just spending so much time editing? How do you act on unexpected photo opportunities while the race is on? I have a button on the front of my camera so that if I'm shooting slow, long exposure stuff and there's something exciting happens, I just press one button, goes to an automatic setting, and hopefully I get the shot. But I must admit, sometimes you panic a little bit and you just think, oh, well, I'll just keep shooting at 1/10 of a second and hope I get something sharp, which rarely ever happens. And we are 58 minutes in. So we'll give another 6 minutes and then you've probably got other Easter things you need to do. How do you change lenses so quick? Well, it takes you about 30 seconds. And if it's dusty like it was in Bahrain, you've got to do it inside the shuttle bus that takes you around. Or you just make do and just keep shooting with what you got because in that sort of environment, you would be mad taking off a lens, off a camera and swapping it with another one. 58 minutes and 40 seconds and all my questions have just come back. Do I quickly get over jet lag? Yes and no. It's not a big problem. Although at the moment, I seem to wake up at 3 every morning and I kill an hour trying to get back to sleep. So now I just watch something on Netflix for an hour. Alec, I may have a chance to photograph F1. Just want to say you're a huge inspiration to me. It would be an honour to... Well, I'm delighted to think it's an honour. I don't think it'd be that great. But look, I'm more than happy if I see you to have a chat. I love it when people want to talk F1, and especially when I'm not busy at the track. That's lovely. Standing around is always nice. And I've made some good friends of people who've seen my stuff on the internet, which is a great place to showcase this. Hello, Short Herb. Good to see you. Are you a member? If you are, thank you. What do you drive? I have a few cars. I've got a FJ Cruiser, which I love, and I have a Ute, and I have a 911, and I have My wife has a Macan. And what else? A Tarago, a lovely Tarago. Oh, I've rejuvenated Short's love of F1. That's nice. What is your favourite paper to print images on? Oh, I got something at home. I can't even tell you, but the office buys it for me and I print it on that. Is it? I can't even remember. First car. My first car was a yellow Mitsubishi Magna when I was 18, and I'd bought a few kilos of silver, and the price quadrupled, and I made quite a lot of money very quickly, so I paid cash for my first car. What can you say to the people who will start photography? You've got to start somewhere and just get out there and shoot lots of stuff. Torgmeister from the USA. Salute from Southern California. Whereabouts in SoCal? I spent a little bit of time there. When I was 18, I left school. I finished school, and I went over to Anaheim, and I stayed with my uncle, who had a house in Anaheim, and his kids went to Santiago High School, and they were all the rage because they spoke Australian, and it was just lovely to be around those kids in America when they were so popular. They were like rock stars back in the day when all they have to do was open their mouth and they would have people in throngs. I used to remember too, Licorice Pizza, and there was another record store that we used to spend hours in. You probably remember them. But thank you for your live chat. No, not your live chat, your super chat. I'm looking forward to seeing your follow-up answer about where you are in Southern California. Never rains in California. Girl, don't they warn you? Great song, huh? Now, very hard to answer these questions and read them. Which F1 engine sounds the best? The other day I was quite conscious of that, seeing if I could pick them, but I couldn't. But what we do know is when I'm photographing and I'm looking for cars, going wide or on the edge, you can tell by their sound if it's even worthwhile pressing the shutter. And if you hear that they're not going fast, you don't even bother shuttering. Red Bull or Merc? Red Bull, but it's early days, isn't it? I've done that favourite question, that favourite track. I'm not answering that again. Which F1 Grand Prix you visited for the first time? Well, this year will be the next race. Looking forward to that. Licorice Pizza, gross. Yeah, that was the name of the record store, though. How are you getting used to changing time zones? No trouble. Favourite pizza? Pineapple pizza. Yeah, I do like pineapple on pizza. Although it can be quite hot and burn your roof of your mouth. What will be your diet during race weekend? Whatever they serve up at the media centre. And it's really just stuffing some food in your mouth and getting back out there again. Were you there when your wife and Dan? Yeah, I was there. I was in the other car. I was with Joe, and Tonya was with Daniel's mum when we found the oldest message in a bottle ever. You can get on to kimelman.com to find out details of what that was. And my questions just disappear for some reason and then come back. Do you not get lonely? No, there's too much happening at the moment. Chili or black pepper? Neither. Hate it, both of it. A couple more minutes to go. I'm just picking questions here that I think I've got an interesting answer to. What do you think about Perez? Really relaxed guy. I love his manager, Lewis, a really top bloke. Luis Alvarez. But yeah, I think he drove a magnificent race in Bahrain. And I want to see him on the podium. And I think we're going to see that a few times this year because he's got a bit of get up and go in him, and he can overtake, and I like that. Have you ever had a hog's breath in Oz? No, I've never. Don't get a hog's breath. That's very basic sort of food. Never been to Portugal. Very keen to go. Francois, a member, have you had some real Italian pizza? No, and I'm avoiding it because I shouldn't be eating it. But I think Tuesday, when things free up a little bit here, I may be out there again. And I'll try some. But I like the pasta here a lot. Will Alex return if No, I don't think Alex will come back in there. But hey, what do I know? What do you think of Lance and Lawrence? So I had a quick chat with Lance's new trainer the other day. And that's Nico's old trainer. And he said he's just a really relaxed guy. And perhaps I might have misread him. Lawrence, yeah, he's a powerful man. I think he perhaps wears his pants too high. That would be my only thing. Not that I'm any fashion icon, that's for sure. And what about Lewis's new top? Did you see that the other day? The I'm Different top he's just released. What can you say of Lando's performance in Bahrain? It was spectacular, wasn't it? Fourth's very good. Really, there's only 3 better spots better than fourth. I'm sure he would have loved to have been in one of them too. Have you never been nervous to photograph anyone? Never. Never, ever. No, all you do is stand around and point something at somebody, and it's harmless, in fact. No, never smoked, ever. Have no interest in it. Any good memories of the Indian GP? Well, I never went, so there's no memories whatsoever. Who will win the championship? I've answered that one. This year's trickier being in contact with the drivers because we have to keep our distance. But yeah, I do some work for a couple of them. If you could photograph another motorsport, well, Le Mans 24 Hour, is there fans going to the next race? Not yet. I guess they have to wait for the government. But if there are any fans, they will be buying tickets at the very last minute. No after effects, Francois, from the second vaccine, none at all. Not that I could tell. What was my dream job growing up? Being on radio, and I did it. I did 5 years on radio in Darwin, loved it. Should there be a Cairo GP? Don't know. Did you watch Extreme E? No, I did not. 2022 Miami GP, you excited? Is that definitely going ahead? I hope I'm still in the sport then. I hope the sport's still going and I can get to Miami. I went there once, stayed in a motel under the flight path. Remember it being very ordinary. It was not one of my better selections of hotels. What do I think of the Netflix crew? No, I'm fine with them. Don't get in my way. I know a couple of them well and they give me some good information. Never been to Modena. Do you have any... Never been to Maranello. And you're up early, Southern Cross Paranormal TV, up very early in Sydney. Oh, no, actually, now we've been going an hour, so it's not that early. And 2 final questions. I'm not waiting for some good ones. Oh, they've all disappeared now. It's very dark outside. But I'll give you a little swing around here. This is this upstairs room, and it's quite magnificent. And during the day, you get all 4 views of the city of Bologna, or Bologna. Everyone liked the video. That's nice. Cheers. Have a good evening. Thank you, Charles. Have a good afternoon. I have to have a good night, actually. The afternoon comes tomorrow. Pleasure, Radu. When did you get into F1? 2017. Never been to Turkey. Does Kimi like to get photographed? He has no interest in it whatsoever. It doesn't bother him, I don't think, but he doesn't embrace it. That's my read on it, although I haven't photographed him for a long time. So with that said, I'm going to thank you very much for your attention tonight. 323 of you left. So I'm with that going to say good night and thank you all, and let you know that tomorrow, hopefully, unless something horribly goes wrong, I'll have a new video up for you to watch. I've done most of the work on it. Now I just got to finish it off. So